We interrupt our regular scheduled program to bring you a very rare January 6's Overdrive Motovlog. Please join us next week as we go back to the bike show.
Hey guys, welcome to Six's Overdrive. You know, it's getting pretty nice outside, and as most of you know, I bought a brand new bike, and it's killing me, guys. I got it now. Now the arrangement is between my wife and I is that if it's nice enough to ride, it's time to get rid of the beard, because she hates the beard. The loving just doesn't happen too much with the beard. She hates beards. I love my beard, especially in the winter. It gets cold. But because I'm going to ride my bike today and do a video here, and I'm going to do how to break in your motorcycle, I have to shave my beard. So when the music plays and we come back, I'm going to be showing you guys how to break in a brand new bike, the Six's Overdrive way. Alright. Oh, there it goes.
Okay guys, welcome back. Here we are, riding. I am so excited. I haven't done this for so long. Like a lot of you that are my subscribers know, I've been going snaky all winter. And here I am, motovlogging again. Is that cool or what? So anyway guys, we're gonna talk break-in, aren't we? Now, what I want to tell you guys about the break-in is that there's a lot of different views on breaking in a bike. Now, I'm gonna subscribe to my way of thinking. There's two ways of thinking, and I'm somewhere in the middle of both of them. Now, there is the grandma and grandpa way of breaking in your bike, which basically, let me show you an example of the grandma and grandpa way of breaking in a bike, okay? Okay, starting now, we're going to show you Grandma and Grandpa's way of breaking in the bike. Here we go. That's not a very fun way to break in your bike, for one thing. And I don't think it's necessarily going to help anybody either, guys. Okay? Now, let's go to number 2 way of breaking in the bike, which is ride it like you stole it. You're flooring it all the time and revving it right through the range. Okay? Now, I don't think any of those are going to kill your bike by any means. But here's the problem. Driving it like a grandpa is extremely boring, and it doesn't really do anything for your bike as far as setting your rings, which is what you're trying to do when you break in a bike. You're trying to seal everything up so there's no burning oil. You're trying to make sure that there's not bad filings in the engine that can cause scoring along the piston wall, which can cause the blue smoke or burning oil, all that stuff, right? So here's the theory, and there's 2 things you never do when breaking in a bike. Number 1 is lugging the engine is the all-time worst for breaking in a bike, alright? It is horrible for the bike. Now, it just creates a lot of unnecessary strain on all the components in the engine. You just don't want to do it. Now the number 2 is taking your bike and keeping it in one speed for too long of a time. That's horrible too, and especially if you're ringing it out to the red line. That's horrible for a motorbike. You do not want to do that, guys. That is brutal. So, where I go is I kind of fall in between. I'm not going to twist my throttle. I'm not going to do wheelies. I never brap the throttle to show people what my exhaust sounds like. when I'm braking in a bike. It's not even that good to brap your throttle. Just for all you guys that like to come up to a stoplight all the time and rum, 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 rum. It's not good for your motorbike, I'm telling you right now. Just free revving like that, your engine likes to have load. And that's why your exhaust sounds so different under load than it does when you're just blipping the throttle. Okay? So, here's what I do. And this is a pain. You're going to find, you're going to want to find somewhere to ride where there's not somebody on your tail all the time, because this would be dangerous inside city limits. And you're going to want to do this for at least the first 200 to 300 kilometers of your bike's life. All right? Did you notice how quick I'm taking off here? All right? That's what you want to do. You don't have to floor it, but by all means, give her a little bit of a go. Pass some people from time to time. Give it a good 3/4 throttle. Let it rev out. And there's a phrase of letting your engine be happy. You know, when the engine's got a lot of power and it's not sounding like a diesel, that's what we describe as happy. The second thing I'm doing is I'm just backing off the throttle and letting the engine decompress, decelerate. And then I accelerate again. I take it all the way up through all the gears. Because remember, on a bike, guys, you're not just braking in the engine. That's the common misconception everybody has. I'm braking in my engine. No, all the other components, all the gears, your clutch, everything. You're braking in everything. So no riding the clutch, no blipping the throttle. Keep everything going great. Okay, the other thing I'm going to tell you is engine oil. What you should be doing with engine oil. Now, most bikes come shipped with a guys love to see a motorbike out at the start of the year when there's still snow. It's still January here. So anyway, engine oils, mineral engine oils is usually what most bikes get shipped with. Now, that's what I've learned is that's not an accident. That's supposed to clean your engine a bit better than what a synthetic does. A synthetic's great at lubricating, but almost too great for braking in your engine. There's different schools of thought on that too, guys. There's going to be people that disagree with me. And that's just the way it is. But generally, a lot of mechanics that I've talked to like the mineral oil break-in for the first, say, 1,000 miles, which would be 1,600 kilometers for us in Canada. And then you dump that oil out, change the filter, and settle back down, get your next, and again, put in another mineral oil again for your second oil change. Make sure that cleans out, and then I would dump that out between I'd say, you know, most people do 4,000, 5,000 miles. You know, I usually do every 5,000 or 6,000 kilometers with mineral oil. I do 5,000 miles when I put synthetics in my engine. Once you've got 5,000 K on the engine, I don't think you really need to be worrying about putting in the mineral oil anymore. Mineral oil is a great solution because it's very inexpensive, right? Like you can definitely save a ton of money by putting mineral oil in, and it's good for your bike. The new stuff with the new detergents and everything else. Actually, engine oils for motorbikes don't usually have detergents. I should specify that a little bit better. You got to remember that the oil for your engine on a motorbike is different than the oil in your car. Okay, and some people always wonder, oh, should I be putting in a 10W30 from a car? No, absolutely not. They're not made exactly the same. They have different ways of setting up the oil. And the reason that is because the oils actually in a motorbike has to do way more than it does in a car. A car has a transmission oil. You're not worrying about your clutch, your gears, all that stuff in the car. That's taken care of by the engine oil. So, you should be using a specific power sports oil for all your toys that you're just adding one oil to. It's not good at all to be using a car oil. There's different detergents and everything that can wreck your clutches and your gears and that kind of stuff. So, guys, that should be most of what I have to say about that. Remember, you're breaking in the ride it like you stole it. The only thing I find wrong about that is I see guys practicing their wheelies and really taking the bikes right up to high revs, shooting it up to as fast as the bikes will go, redlining it. That's probably fine for the engine. I've done that. I've broken in a couple bikes that way, and it's great for the engine. But what I realize it's not as great for is it's very hard when you're shaping your gears, your sprockets, your chain. All that stuff has to stretch in nice and normally too. If you're going to be doing that, you're going to be reducing your tooth life on your gears, especially if that's not how you normally ride. If it is how you normally ride, I'm sure you can afford, you're going to go through tires and everything else. But that's why I don't ride it like I stole it necessarily. I definitely ride it harder than what I ride it normally every day, and I never keep a sustained speed. I always make sure that I'm in the happy part of the rev range. If you have a tachometer, that's very easy to see. You'll be able to tell. It's probably, you know, on a cruiser, you're probably going to be above 2,500, 3,000 RPM. And on a sport bike, you're probably going to be above 3,500 RPM. On a thumper like this DR650, you're probably going to be in, again, 3,000 RPM, 2,500 RPM and up. You just don't want your bike to sound like a tractor or like a diesel. Hey, look at that. Did you see that, guys? Old guy just somebody just got smoked. Whew. I'm glad that wasn't me. I'm going to really watch. I'm going to take up my visor, actually, because it's a little bit foggy here right now, and the sun is just crazy today. Boy, it's been great just motovlogging again, guys. I hope you check out the rest of my channel while you're here for tips, reviews, and look at that. Oh, what's he doing? Let's slide by him there quick and get out of the way. So for tips, reviews, how-tos, trips, everything, we've got it. Just check the rest of the channel. We should be on a playlist right now. I have a whole bunch of playlists. It would be really nice if you guys shared this video with other people that you know are just starting out in biking and want to know how to break in their bike. It'd also be nice if you'd like, share, comment, and subscribe. You know, it's just great being in touch with you. Comments are always great. I'll get back to you pretty much every time, unless I can't figure out something on my computer or something shuts down. I'm always there commenting. It's my favorite part of being a motovlogger, guys. Anyway, this is Six's Overdrive. Until next time, I'm saying bye-bye.